Hello, my name is Alejandro, and today we're going to dive into a crucial chapter of history, the end of World War II. We'll explore the victorious nations and the geopolitical shifts that shaped the new world order. Additionally, we'll delve into the international tensions that define the post-war era, particularly the growing rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. World War II, which started in 1939, came to an end in 1945, but the events that led to its conclusion had long lasting impacts on global politics and international relations. We're going to dive into two different topics that are key events and dates. One of the pivotal moments in the final phase of World War II was D-Day. This took place in June 6th of 1944 when Allied forces launched a massive invasion of Nazi occupied France. The operation known as Operation Overlord saw troops land on the beaches of Normandy, making the beginning of the end of Nazi Germany. Less than a year later, Nazi Germany collapsed on May 7, 1945. Germany officially surrendered, marking victory in Europe Day on May 8. This was a significant turning point, but it did not yet mark the end of the war globally. The collapse of Japan and the role of the United States was so important while Europe celebrated victory. The war continued in the Pacific. The United States, which had been engaged in fierce battles against Japan, took a decisive and controversial step in August 1945. The US dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima August 6 and Nagasaki August 9. This led to Japan's surrender on August 15 of 1945, marking the end of World War II. The use of atomic weapons not only ended the war but also ushered in a new era of warfare and global power dynamics. Following the world found itself split between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. These nations emerged as the dominant global forces, each representing a different ideology: capitalism and democracy in the US and communism in the Soviet Union. The rivalry between these two powers marked the beginning of the Cold War, a period of geopolitical tension that lasted for decades. Although the US and the Soviet Union never engaged in direct conflict, their competition for global influence led to numerous proxy wars and armed race and political conflicts worldwide. International relations. This post-war bipolarity created a clear division in international relations. The world was essentially divided into two spheres of influence: Western aligned nations, which followed the US model, and Eastern aligned nations, which were under the Soviet sphere. Key events of this period include the formation of NATO in 1945, a military alliance of Western nations, and Warsaw Pact in 1955, a response from the Soviet bloc. Both alliances symbolized the deepening divide between East and West. These divisions set the stage for many global confrontations, including the Berlin Crisis, the Korean War, and the Cuban Missile Crisis. These events illustrated how close the world came to a direct confrontation between these two superpowers. As we reflect on the end of World War II and the rise of the Cold War, it's clear that in this period was a turning point in global history. In my opinion, these events that unfolded during and after the war revealed both the resilience and the fragility of human society. The ability of nations to come together to defeat phases was remarkable. The subsequent rivalry between the US and the Soviet Union reminds us of how quickly alliances can shift and new tensions can emerge. The Cold War, while it avoided direct conflict between the superpowers, also led to a great deal of suffering through proxy wars, political instability, and a constant threat of nuclear annihilation. I believe this era shows us the importance of diplomacy and communication between nations to avoid unnecessary conflict and to promote peace. Today, we still live in the shadow of these events, The geopolitical landscape we navigate was shaped by this era and many of the challenges we face today, whether it's nuclear proliferation, regional conflicts, or ideological divides, can be traced back to the aftermath of World War II. Thank you for watching, and I hope this presentation has given you a clearer understanding of the complexities of this pivotal time in history.